Yes, I see. Good news, everyone!
Good news everyone, Sveltekit finally hit version 1.0, so you don't need to lie to your boss about using beta technology anymore. But seriously, should you switch over to Sveltekit? Well, Sveltekit currently tops all recent satisfaction surveys and developers love it for its simplicity. While Svelte is a UI library that requires routing packages and can be used for SPAs or even apps with Ionic and Capacitor, Sveltekit is a full-stack framework for building modern web applications. From a top-level perspective, Sveltekit is to Svelte what Next is to React and Next is to Vue or Analog might become for Angular one day in the future. Sveltekit is easy to pick up and learn while coming with tons of cool features like server-side rendering or static site generation, which you can actually define on a per-page basis. Speaking of pages, your whole Sveltekit project is actually filled with pages after settling on a naming convention for different types of files. While this might look like a total mess in the beginning, it actually makes total sense. Sveltekit uses file system-based routing like other popular frameworks. One cool thing about Sveltekit is that by default, pages are rendered on the server for the initial request like an MPA, but use the browser for further navigation like an SPA. It's really easy. A page.svelte is a page of your application, just like a component. A page.ts can load the data for the page before it is rendered. If you would add an additional page.server.ts, this can run the load function safely in a server environment. So, for example, if you need to make a database call and don't want to expose the secret API keys. Additional files can also be defined for error pages or defining layouts or layout groups for all the Sveltekit pages. Next to this, you can easily define API points by creating a server.ts file with the usual HTTP verbs like get, post, patch, put, and delete. While all of this looks really confusing, it actually feels very natural while working with it. On top of that, you get benefits like full type safety between your browser and server files to the page data type. Besides the routing and file logic, Sveltekit offers additional features like enhanced forms for which you can export actions that post data to the server or automatically use client-side JavaScript to provide the best user experience. And features like easy state management through inbuilt stores, hooks, or adapters to easily deploy Sveltekit applications everywhere complete the picture of an enterprise-ready framework with great developer experience. One question you might have is how popular is Sveltekit actually and how big is the community? Well, it's certainly not as big as Next.js yet, but there are already tons of great packages, and even companies like Supabase or AppWrite already offer specific templates or packages to use their functionalities. I've been having an eye on Sveltekit since Scott Tolinsky advertised it and Jeff Delaney made his Fuck It stack video. I've only replaced Firebase with Supabase to make it the Suck It stack, which I'm now using to build galaxies.dev, which you should, by the way, of course, check out if you haven't seen it yet. The question is, can Sveltekit actually replace Next.js in the future as the standard for building modern web applications? Chances are high that Svelte rules the world by 2025. But honestly, Sveltekit is really a beauty. It's easy to learn, fun to work with, and robust to handle even complex scenarios. And either way, Vercel, the company who built Next.js and now employs Rich Harris, the creator of Svelte, will win in the end. Will you switch to Sveltekit or stick to Next or take it a step further with a meta framework Astro? I'm certainly about the Sveltekit train and you'll see more videos about it on galaxies.dev in the future. Oh, and if you want to learn Sveltekit right now, there's an awesome interactive tutorial that you should certainly check out. In the end, it's all JavaScript and the only constant in web dev is change. So enjoy Sveltekit while it's hot before the release of the next JavaScript framework.